Amadobi, the village storyteller. They say I know everything about everyone, and while that is not entirely true, there is one story I've carried with me for years. It is a story that shaped our village, a tale of love, betrayal, and forgiveness. Sit close and listen, for this is the story of Nonso the farmer, Princess Kamsi, and King Ago's hidden truth. Nonso was a simple man. His farm was his pride, and though he had no wealth, his crops were the envy of all. His yams were the largest, his maize the sweetest, his cassava were the strongest. But Nonso's riches ended with his harvest. His mud hut was modest, and his clothes were patched. One day, as Nonso sold his produce at the village market, he caught the eye of Princess Kamsi. She was the only daughter of King Ago, the ruler of our land. Kamsi was known for her beauty, with skin like smooth ebony and eyes that sparkled like morning dew. She had suitors from all over, wealthy traders, mighty warriors, even princes from neighboring kingdoms, yet none had captured her heart. Kamsi began visiting the market regularly, buying yams she didn't need just to see him. She loved his honesty, his hard work, and the way he treated everyone with kindness. It wasn't long before she confessed her feelings. "Nonso," she said one evening, her voice trembling, "I love you. I want to be with you." Nonso froze. He looked at her, the princess of the land, confessing love to a poor farmer. "Kamsi," he replied, his voice heavy, "I am nothing. I have no wealth, no title. What would your father think?" But Kamsi wasn't deterred. "I don't care about wealth or titles. I care about you." When the news of Kamsi's feeling reached King Ago, the palace erupted. The king summoned Kamsi to his chambers, his face dark with anger. "Kamsi," he thundered, "how dare you disgrace our family? A princess does not marry a farmer." "But why, father?" she pleaded. "Nonso is kind, hardworking, and honorable. Why can't I marry for love?" King Ago's anger faltered for a moment, replaced by something else. "Pain, because it cannot be," he said quietly, avoiding her gaze. "You will obey me." The king's strange reaction confused Kamsi. She had always known her father as a fair and loving man. Why was he so adamant? Whispers began to circulate in the village. The palace guard spoke in hushed tones, and the older villagers exchanged knowing looks. I, being curious, decided to dig deeper. I visited Mama Ejima, who had been a young woman when King Ago was still a prince. After much persuasion, she finally told me the truth. "King Ago loved a woman once," she began, her voice trembling. "Her name was Ifunanya. She was the most beautiful girl in the village. They were set to marry, but something terrible happened." Mama Ejima's voice lowered, and I leaned in closer. Ago's personal guard, Obiora, betrayed him. He wanted Ifunanya for himself. When she refused him, he forced himself on her. My heart stopped. "What happened next?" I asked. "Ifunanya became pregnant," Mama Ejima continued. "But Ago couldn't bear the betrayal. He rejected her, and she left the village. She gave birth to a son, Nonso, who grew up never knowing his father." The truth weighed heavily on me. Nonso wasn't King Ago's son, but Obiora's. The betrayal had scared the king so deeply that he couldn't bear the thought of his daughter marrying the child of his greatest enemy. One fateful evening, Kamsi confronted her father again, this time in front of the village elders. "Father," she said, her voice steady, If you won't let me marry Nonso, at least tell me why." The elders murmured, their curiosity piqued. King Agu stood, his face pale. "It is not your place to question me, Kamsi." "But it is my future," she replied. "Tell me the truth." The king looked at the elders, then at his daughter. Finally, he sighed and said, "Nonso is the son of Obiora, the man who betrayed me." The room fell in silence. King Agu struggled with his emotions but remained silent. Kamsi and Nonso's love could not withstand the weight of the king's pain. Heartbroken, they parted ways. But over time, King Agu began to reflect. He realized his grudge against Obiora had cast a shadow over his daughter's happiness. He sought out Nonso and offered him forgiveness, along with land and resources to grow his farm. Kamsi eventually married a prince from a neighboring kingdom, but carried the lesson with her, and Nonso, he became a respected man in the village, known not just for his crops, but for his ability to forgive and move forward. The story of Nonso and Kamsi is still told in our village. It teaches us that parents should not let their past define their children's futures. Grudges and old betrayals should not dictate love. Let the next generation build their own happiness. Teach forgiveness, for only then can we truly heal and move forward.